And we'll just get straight into it. The first card is Yaya, Capricious Cat. She's a 001k, and she is probably your best costless mill on main phase. When this is placed from hand to stage, mill 3 and Rock Bomb level 0 opponents. It's whatever. This card has very little value. Neither of its effects are strong enough for me to want to play it. And while green does have a couple of cards that are like fine to splash, it doesn't have anything good enough to make you want to play it as a main color. I know there are some people who disagree. I know there are some people who support a specific 1/0 card, which is, I think, is a fine card. I haven't tested it extensively, but it is a, you could definitely consider playing it. I'm not big on it though.
It's fine.
So yeah, it's just fine. Next card, Nonko, Descendant of Shoot. This is a 3/2/8/5. If there are 2 or more cards in your memory, this card gains 1/5 traded card under this that's a marker. When this is placed from hand to stage, look up to 3 cards, add up to 1 card in your hand, and put the rest under this as a marker face up. It's kind of cool, right? And when the battle opponent of this is reversed, so I think the effect is really neat. It makes it like an 11/5, which I think is pretty powerful. But the problem is you are mandated to take like a climax or whatever, even if you don't want to. So this is not actually a great card to. Even though most of the time you are looking. Anytime you want to take just a beta and there's climax there, this card becomes significantly worse. Like being just a vanilla 10 is not actually that impressive.
Yeah.
It's fine. And the majority of the time it is better than fine. But is this worth splashing for? Maybe. I did try to splash for it early on. I just never played this card, so it just came out of my deck.
Pitch 2 is pretty expensive.
It is expensive. The next card, however, was the card I was using to splash, and it stays in my deck for several reasons. 0/0 Yaya hates the heat. When it attacks, choose a character. It gains 500 power for each of your other characters. And pay 1, send
I see
this
clean cut synergy.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Both this and the Isagiri from the one that goes to memory have synergy with clean cut. Because they have effects on board on the turn after and are fine random chump attackers. So it's pretty often that you just direct with this and then clean cut it back. But yeah, pay 1, send this to memory. If it's so you can't tap it with Brainstorm. Choose level 3 Yuuna and you're waiting. So yeah, it gets you the card that you want most endgame. It's fine. I'd give it a C. Yes, well, you give it a C as well. That's about right. Next card is Nonko, Bath Time. This is just the Futaba from 5. 0/02k. When placed from hand to stage, check the deck. If it's a character, put it face up under this as marker, and it becomes a 3/5 level 1. This is probably the only oversize that competes well with the clean cut because it can't be bombed. But the clean cut is just so much better as a proactive card that you just don't bother. You don't bother with this, honestly.
Yeah, this is also like a dead color, right? As you said.
Yeah, this is like your 3rd best color fixer if you really want. It is really strong in the mono green deck, but the mono green deck sucks, so we don't need to talk about that. Next card, Nonko, famous mangaka. For each marker under this gains 1/5, and climax combo. When the battle opponent of this is reversed, if you have it's a stock soul, I believe, in your climax zone, choose the 3/2 Nonko in your waiting room, add it to. Then choose one of your characters in waiting room and put it face up under this as a marker. And at the start of Encore step, if you have no other rest in the front row, you may pay 1 and rest this card. So I never thought I'd say something like this, but like marker Asana, because you can't snowball nearly as effectively. Yeah, I sounds really stupid, right? But I think it's just the truth. It's just it doesn't snowball nearly as much as you want it to. All right, next card, 2/1 Nonko. When placed from hand stage, draw a card, ditch a card, and you've got climax combo. Put this card into memory. When happy hour, the bar is placed to climax. If you do, play a level 3 Nonko onto the field from your hand. I've seen worse cards. I don't think this is very good because I don't think early. But I do think that if you're playing like a waifu deck or whatever, God rest your soul, then yeah, this is a card, I guess.
It's like acceptable because the 3/2 cantrips on play.
Yes. 2/1 Yaya, Cat's Worry. When this is placed from hand to stage, you can mark under it, and when this is reversed, if it's an anti-change clock bomb. And during your turn, when this is placed from stage to waiting room, you may choose a marker of this and put it rested in this card slot.
You're not actually playing the marker card, right? Yeah, you're not.
You are in the mono green deck, but that's because
Yeah, because there's synergy, right? I guess.
yes. The thing about the marker card, it's okay. It can't doesn't stand unless you have one of the cat girl on the field. So there are some times where it's just not a good card at all. It's generally fine though. Being an anti-change clock bomb is fine, but oftentimes you'd rather not leave them. You can choose not to do that. 3/2/8/5, level 3. If there's a marker under this against 2k and its following 2 abilities, your opponent cannot back up or event during this card's battle, and this card cannot be chosen by your opponent's effects. When it's placed from hand to stage, you may heal 1, and placed from hand to stage, you can choose one of the 1065 beta in your waiting room and put it under this. Again, mostly a flavor thing. Being 10/5 hexproof is, it's fine, but it's not particularly special. It's only playable in the mono green deck, and it's not particularly impressive there, unfortunately. Yeah, next card, Nonko Surprising True Face. If you have editor lady, this card is a brainstorm. So, pay 1 brainstorm, flip 4 cards, and for each climax, search brainstorm. And your character with a marker in the front row. This is actually really good in the mono green deck. I haven't played that deck very much, but whenever I do, it is just always solid. I always feel happy. Yeah, it's just like a brainstorm that requires another garbage card to turn on.
Well, the card that it needs
Is also
search
Riki
Ricky's. Yeah.
But it makes double brainstorming very difficult. And it means your back row is always
true.
Your back row is always occupied, which is irritating. But it's fine. Like
You definitely what?
I've definitely played with worse cards, and so this card is fine. I think I gave it like a B minus.
You gave it B minus.
Yeah. Yaya Reflecting. This is a 103k beta. When placed from hand to stage, you may put the 004k cat god under this. And when it's reversed, you can clock bomb your cost 0 or lower opponents. During your turn, when it is placed from stage to waiting room, you can choose one of the cards under this as a marker, put it rest cards.
Oh, this isn't bad for a bomb.
Yeah,
This is like
it takes away
pretty.
the
Yeah.
main downside of a bomb as is taken away. The problem is you give your opponent reverse. So sometimes when you bomb, you actually want to bomb.
Oh, this is an optional. I see.
Well, getting the
Well, the
marker
marker is optional, I guess. That's good enough, I guess.
it's fine. So
Yeah.
it is effectively optional, which makes yeah, it's a fine clock bomb.
It's
It
pretty good
can make
for a bomb.
yes for a bomb. Next card, Yaya, as it is, 5k. Gains 500 times the power of characters.
Wow. I was not expecting the tail to.
Don't think too hard about it. This is like mediocre filler. I'm not impressed. Oh no, this card is really cool. This is like the reason.
Wait, is this the it interacts with the 1/1 combo, right?
This you can just put it under anything.
Oh, sorry. It puts itself. I see.
Yes.
Yeah. This is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a 1/1 counter. Okay. But the one cost allows you to put this under,
1/5
which means
thing?
yes,
Yeah.
which is
One
it
two
makes it
five
into
one
a
one two five, yeah.
It's a 2/5 counter for the 1/1 combo or for the 3/2. Yeah, it's a really cool card. It's awful in every other circumstance. Like if you think even about other decks and as a 1/0/2/5 counter, like why would you want to play a 1/1/2/5?
Hey, but this gives you a marker.
You're not wrong. It's still bad. Yaya 2/1. So level X. You can tap this to give a marked character 1/5. It's fine. Sounds better than it is. Like most of, but it's fine. I'm not going to complain too much about it. Next card is 0/0 Yaya. Critical moment. 500 assist. Climax combo. If you play the bar, choose a 1/0 cat card under this as a marker and put it in any slot on stage. And the way to get that marker is to tap this, at which point you can just put it underneath for free. We haven't talked about it yet, but we will talk about it soon. Just a 6/5 with a really bad downside. 0/0 Nonko, dressing too freely. What is this? Global 500. Pay one, tap this, and you can add a card from clock to hand, then clock a card. Yeah, there's no reason to play a card like. In fact, I'm giving it D minus. It just doesn't do anything. Rui, happy shout. 0.
Oh, it's this card.
Yes. So you can when it comes from hand to
this
stage, you can Ricky for the brainstorm specifically.
this is so bizarre.
Yeah, it's a weird. It's really weird. And then at the beginning of your climax phase, give a character with the thing about Ricky is that it's super powerful because you get your advantage combos,
You can get
which
anything
means
with
it's
Ricky.
kind of like
That's why Ricky is good. Right?
yeah, but like 80% or more of the time you're getting at which point it becomes pay one, clock one, several, and kill your opponent's field.
Sure, but it's like the extra, whatever it needs to be, like just like a broken profile, is also just because it gets like anything, like anything.
But this only like for good reason. Like it's restricted for good reason.
Yeah,
But
of course.
it only gets this card. Keep in mind that this also is not a Yukamuri, which means it doesn't interact with most of the set. So this only goes into the mono green deck, and
Hmm.
yeah, just to see. All right, next card. This is the 4K that you can keep putting onto the field from bombs and stuff. It's a 4K that doesn't stand if you don't have a Yaya. Uh, it's not hard to have a Yaya, but it's often not a great card that you have on field because there's not very many good support on Yayas and stuff. Next card, Nonko Blissful Dream. This is the splashable green card that has been previously. When placed from hand to stage, put up to 2 cards from the top of your deck under this card as my, and it gains 1k for each of those. So it's like a 107k if you get lucky. Then when this is reversed in battle, you can't use. So this just dies. You can't do anything about it. This card is honestly. So when it was first mentioned to me, this was long. It was whatever. I tried playing the 1-0 red field counter. That was. So I tried this. And this was fine. Like it was a 7k. It did what I wanted it to do. It gave me a little bit of deck speed. But ultimately, I found that having 2 colors in the yellow deck, neither of which is a primary level 0 color, and one of which is barely a color in the deck at all, was just extremely difficult and not worth the hassle. So
Wait, this was the card
this is
that was like the green splash thing?
yeah. It's a mill 2 7k.
You already run counters, I guess.
Yeah. So it's
Eh.
fine. So I do think this is better, but I think that the color requirements are so
Sorry, say the color
yeah.
requirements are what?
The color requirements are so difficult because unlike something like, Little Busters, you don't run those colors as priorities at all. So it's just very difficult to get this consistently in any sort of deck that isn't very green. And as we've noticed, green mostly sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next card, Cat God, Invincible Partner, is a 1. Doesn't stand without a Yaya and cannot side attack. It's whatever. It's another Yaya card. Um, an adult's work 1135. I think this legitimately just makes your deck worse if you play it. Napping Weather 2/1 counter. Not 2/1 counter. 2/1 events. Search for 2 characters, then add them to hand, then discard.
I guess the
It's
only
a fine thing.
issue with this card would be the green, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, like
That
a
is the
fine card.
fine. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having this card. It was a perfectly fine card in most circumstances. And that's the end of green. Cool.